They tell you that war is chaos. They teach you in basic training that the fog of war is impenetrable, that no plan survives first contact with the enemy, and that survival is a matter of luck, grit, and superior firepower. But they never tell you what happens when the chaos has a pattern. They never prepare you for the moment you realize that the bullet hitting your shoulder isn't just a wound. It's a memory from a future that hasn't happened yet. And they certainly don't train you to lead men who are already dead, fighting battles you've lost 100 times before, trying to find the one timeline where everyone comes home. If you think you know what sacrifice means, if you think you understand the weight of command, listen closely. Because I'm not just telling you a story about a mission gone wrong. I'm telling you about the burden of knowing exactly how it ends, and having to watch my friends die anyway, over and over again until I get it right. This isn't science fiction. This is Tuesday. This is the cost of leadership when time itself is the enemy. Welcome to the loop. The smell of ozone and burnt copper is the first thing that hits me. It's not the smell of blood, though there's plenty of that too. It's the smell of the air ionizing, of reality tearing at the seams because we pushed it too hard, too fast. I open my eyes, and the world is gray. Not the gray of twilight or storm clouds, but the flat, lifeless gray of a television screen tuned to a dead channel. My ears are ringing, a high-pitched whine that drowns out the distant thud of artillery. I try to move my left arm, and pain shoots up my shoulder like a lightning bolt. I look down. There's a hole in my tactical vest, right over the clavicle. The blood is dark, almost black in this strange, monochromatic light. Captain? Cap, you with me? The voice is familiar. Too familiar. It's Miller. But Miller died 3 hours ago. Or was it 3 years? The timelines are bleeding together again. I blink, forcing my vision to focus. The gray fades, replaced by the harsh, dusty brown of the Khyber Pass. The sun is beating down on us, relentless and unforgiving. The smell of ozone is gone, replaced by the scent of dry earth, sweat, and cordite. I am alive. Again. I'm here. I croak, my throat dry as sandpaper. I push myself up, ignoring the phantom pain in my shoulder that lingers from the previous iteration. Status report. Miller is crouched beside me, his face smeared with dirt, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and adrenaline. He's young, too young for this. 22, with a kid back in Ohio, he talks about every night during watch. In the last loop, he took a sniper round to the head while trying to drag me to cover. In the one before that, he stepped on an IED. I look at him now, whole and breathing, and feel a surge of nausea. I have to save him. I have to save all of them. Vargas is holding the ridge, Miller says, pointing uphill. Chun is jamming their comms, but their signal strength is spiking. They know we're here, Cap. They're coming. I nod, checking my rifle. The magazine is full. Good. In the last run, I'd emptied it too early, panic setting in when the ambush started. I need to be colder, more calculated. Where's Jenkins? Miller hesitates. That hesitation is a knife in my gut. He's checking the perimeter. South side. Jenkins. The old salt. The guy who taught me how to clean a weapon with my eyes closed. In 2 of the previous loops, Jenkins sacrificed himself to buy us time. In 3 others, he survived but lost a leg. I can't let him lose the leg. Not this time. We need his mobility for the extraction. Get Vargas on the horn. I order, my voice steady despite the tremor in my hands. Tell him to hold fire until I give the word. No heroics. We wait for them to commit. Miller nods and scrambles away, radio in hand. I take a deep breath, closing my eyes for a second. This is the 7th time, or maybe the 8th. The details blur. The faces stay sharp. That's the curse. I remember every death, every scream, every final look in their eyes. But I also remember their jokes, their quirks, the way Vargas hums old country songs when he's nervous, the way Chun taps her fingers on her keyboard in a rhythmic pattern when she's coding. They're not just soldiers. They're my family. And I'm the only one who remembers how many times we've buried them. I stand up, scanning the terrain. The valley below is a kill box. Narrow, rocky, with limited cover. The enemy, insurgents equipped with tech that shouldn't exist in this region, is waiting for us to move. They have drones. Small, silent things that hover like insects. In the first few loops, we didn't see them until it was too late. Now I know where they hide. Behind the rock formation to the east, near the dried-up riverbed. Chun, I say into my comms. Can you hear me? Loud and clear, Cap. Chin's voice comes through crisp and professional. She's our tech specialist, a genius with electronics, and a cynic with a heart of gold. I'm picking up multiple UAV signatures. 6 of them. Hovering pattern suggests they're mapping our position. Jam them, I say. Full spectrum. Blind them for 30 seconds. That'll drain our battery reserves, Chen warns. We won't have enough power for the exfil beacon if we do that. Do it, I say. Trust me. There's a pause. Then I kept initiating jamming sequence. I move toward Jenkins' position. He's crouched behind a boulder, his rifle trained on the southern approach. He looks up as I approach, his face lined with worry. Cap, he says. Something feels off. The birds are quiet. Too quiet. It's a trap, Jenkins, I say. But we're going to spring it on our terms. He raises an eyebrow. Since when do we spring traps? We usually run into them screaming. Not today, I say. I point to the east. Drones. Behind the rocks. When Shin jams them, they'll drop. That's our window. You and Miller flank left. Vargas keeps their heads down. I'll draw their fire. Jenkins stares at me. Draw their fire? Cap, that's suicide. It's distraction, I correct him. And I've done it before. He doesn't understand. He can't. To him, this is the first time. To me, it's a rehearsal. A bloody, tragic rehearsal. But I see the trust in his eyes. He's followed me into hell before, even if he doesn't remember it. That trust is the only thing keeping me sane. Go, I say. Jenkins nods and signals to Miller. They move out, low and fast, sticking to the shadows. I watch them go, my heart pounding in my chest. I check my watch. 10 seconds until the jamming starts. 9, 8. I think about Sarah, my wife. She doesn't know about the loops. She thinks I'm on a standard deployment. She thinks I'll be home in 3 months. In one timeline, I made it home. We had dinner. We laughed. We talked about buying a house. Then I woke up back in the valley, the smell of ozone in my nose. That timeline was a glitch. A false hope. I haven't been able to replicate it. I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't brave enough. Maybe I wasn't smart enough. Or maybe the universe just demanded balance. For every life saved, another must be lost. And I refuse to let it be one of mine. 3, 2, 1. The air crackles. A low hum vibrates through the ground. The drones drop from the sky like stones. Now, I shout. Gunfire erupts from the ridge. Vargas opens up, his machine gun chewing into the enemy positions. The insurgents are caught off guard. They expected us to be blind, confused. Instead, we're attacking. I sprint toward the center of the valley, firing controlled bursts. Bullets kick up dust around my feet. I keep moving. Keep moving. Static targets D. I see movement to my right. An insurgent rises from behind a rock, rifle raised. I don't think. I react. Muscle memory takes over. 2 shots. Center mass. He falls. But then I see it. The glint of metal. A rocket launcher. On the hill above. Aimed directly at Vargas' position. In a last loop, Vargas died here. A rocket hit his nest. He burned. I heard him screaming for his mother. I couldn't save him. I was too far away. Not this time. I dive, rolling across the rough terrain, ignoring the scrapes and bruises. I raise my rifle, aiming not at the rocketeer, but at the rock shelf above him. Ifida. Once. Twice. The rock shatters, crumbling down onto the insurgent. He disappears under the debris. The rocket misfires, exploding harmlessly against the hillside. Vargas. Move. I yell. Vargas doesn't hesitate. He abandons his position, sliding down the slope to join us. Smart man. He knows better than to question orders when the sky is falling. We regroup behind a large outcrop. Miller is breathing hard, his face pale. Jenkins is checking his ammo. Chun is still in the rear, monitoring the jamming. Nice shooting, Cap, Vargas says, clapping me on the shoulder. You saw that before it happened, didn't you? I freeze. Did he notice? In some loops, they suspect. They think I'm psychic. Or lucky. They don't know the truth. The truth is too heavy to carry. Just good instincts, I lie. Miller laughs, a nervous, jagged sound. Instincts? You shot a rock to make a landslide. That's not instinct. That's wizardry. Shut up and reload, I say, but I smile. It's a small thing, but it matters. Humor is armor. It keeps the fear at bay, but the relief is short-lived. The ground shakes, not from explosions, from something bigger, something heavier. Cap, Chen's voice is tight. I'm picking up a new signature. Large, armored, coming from the north. My blood runs cold. The tank. In every single loop, the tank appears. And in every single loop, it kills at least one of us. Sometimes two. It's the boss battle, the inevitable obstacle. How long? I ask. 2 minutes, Chun says. Maybe less. 2 minutes. We need to move. But where? The valley is blocked. The ridge is exposed. We're trapped. I look at my team. Miller, trembling but ready. Jenkins, calm and focused. Vargas, loyal to a fault. Chun, brilliant and terrified. They're looking at me, waiting for me to tell them what to do, waiting for me to save them. I close my eyes. I've tried everything. Flanking, ambushing, running, hiding. Nothing works. The tank always finds us, always destroys us. Except once. In the 12th loop. I didn't try to fight it. I didn't try to run. I walked toward it. Alone. Unarmed. And it stopped. Why? I don't know. I woke up before I could find out. But maybe there's a key. A trigger. Something other than violence. Chun, I say. Can you hack it? The tank. Chun sounds incredulous. Cap. It's AT-90 variant. It's analog. Hardened. I can't hack a brick. Not the tank. I say. The driver. The comms system inside. Can you broadcast to it? Maybe. If I boost the signal. But it'll leave us exposed. The jamming will drop. Do it, I say. Broadcast on all frequencies. Message. Ceasefire. We surrender. Silence. Absolute silence. Cap. Jenkins says slowly. Are you insane? No, I say. I am tired. And I'm curious. They'll kill us, Miller whispers. Maybe, I say. Or maybe they'll stop. Either way, we're dead if we stay here. The tank will shred us in 90 seconds. This gives us a chance. It's a gamble. A huge, stupid gamble. But I played it safe 6 times. I've played aggressive twice. I played it defensive 4 times. All failed. It's time to try something different. Something human. Chun hesitates, then nods. Boosting signal. Broadcasting message. I step out from behind the rock. Into the open. Hands raised. No weapon. The others stare at me, horrified. But they don't follow. They stay hidden. Good. If this goes wrong, I want them to have a chance to escape. The tank crests the hill. It's massive, a beast of steel and fury. The turret swings toward me. The barrel lowers. I can see the hatch open. A face appears. Young, angry, confused. He sees me. Alone, unarmed, surrendering. He shouts something. I can't hear it over the wind. But he doesn't fire. The tank stops. I take a step forward. Then another. My heart is hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. This is it. The moment of truth. Then the world flickers. Gray static fills my vision. The smell of ozone returns. No, not now. Not yet. I reach out, trying to grab onto reality. Trying to hold on. But the gray swallows me whole. I wake up. The smell of ozone and burnt copper. The gray world. Captain? Cap, you with me? Miller's voice. Again. I scream. The scream tears out of my throat, raw and primal, echoing in the sudden silence of the gray void. But it's not silent for long. The gray dissolves, peeling away like old paint, revealing the harsh, sun-drenched reality of the Khyber Pass. The heat hits me like a physical blow. The dust coats my tongue. I'm on my knees, gasping for air, my hands clawing at the dirt. Gop, gop, blah. Miller is shaking me, his face a mask of panic. What's wrong? Did you get hit? I look at him, really look at him. His eyes are blue, bright, alive, terrified. He's real. He's here. But so is the memory of the gray. The failure. The reset. I'm fine. I wheeze, pushing him away. I stand up, swaying. My head is spinning. The transition is getting worse. Usually, it's instantaneous. A blink. This time, there was a gap. A moment of awareness in the void. That's new. That's dangerous. Status. I bark, forcing my brain to engage. Now, Vargas is still on the ridge. Chun is still jamming. Jenkins is still on the south perimeter. The timeline has reset to the beginning of the engagement. But something is different. I can feel it. The air is heavier. The light is sharper. It's like the resolution has increased. Chun, I say into the comms. Report. Jamming active, Chun says. But Cap, I'm seeing anomalies. Signal interference. Not from the enemy. From everywhere. It's like the background radiation is fluctuating. She's noticing it. The cracks in the world. Ignore it, I say. Focus on the drones. Are they dropping? Yes. Dropping now. Same plan. I say. Vargas, engage. Miller, Jenkins, flank left. I'll draw fire. Cap. Jenkins' voice cuts in. You said that before. I freeze. What? In my head, Jenkins says, his voice low. I had a dream. Just now. You said those exact words. Same plan. Vargas, engage. It felt real. My blood turns to ice. Bleed through. It's happening. The memories are leaking into their minds. This has never happened before. In the previous loops, they were blank slates. Tabula rasa. But now, the fabric of time is fraying. They're remembering fragments. It was a nightmare, I say quickly. Stress. Adrenaline. Ignore it, Jenkins. Move out. There's a pause. A long, heavy pause. Then, yes, sir. He moves. But I see the hesitation. The doubt. It's a small thing, but it could cost us everything. If they start questioning reality, they'll hesitate in combat. And hesitation gets you killed. I sprint toward the center of the valley. The routine is familiar. The dance of death. Ifida. I move. I dodge. But my mind is racing. Why is this happening? Why now? Is the loop degrading? Am I running out of time? I see the insurgent with the rocket launcher. The same one. The same hill. I raise my rifle. Aim at the rock shelf. But this time I don't fire. I lower the rifle. I watch. The insurgent fires. The rocket streaks toward Vargas' position. Vargas! Die! I scream. Vargas throws himself flat. The rocket explodes above him, showering him with shrapnel. He cries out, clutching his leg. But he's alive. I didn't save him by destroying the launcher. I saved it by warning him earlier. By changing the variable. I run to Vargas. He's bleeding, but the wound is superficial. Can you walk? Yeah, he grunts. Just a scratch. Good. Get to the rear. Chun, medevac prep. Cap, Chun says. The tank. It's coming. Faster this time. Faster. The variables are shifting. The enemy is adapting. Or the loop is accelerating. We need to talk to the driver, I say. Again, Miller asks. He's staring at me, his eyes narrowed. Cap, why do you keep saying again? I ignore him. Chun, boost the signal. Broadcast the surrender message. Cap, Jenkins is right. Miller says, this feels like deja vu stronger than usual. What's going on? Later, I snap. Do it, Chun. Chun hesitates, then complies. Broadcasting. I step out. Hands raised. The tank appears. Faster. Angrier. The turret swings. The hatch opens. The driver sees me. But this time he doesn't stop. He fires. The world explodes. Darkness. Then the gray. Captain? Cap, you with me? I don't scream this time. I laugh. A dry, hollow laugh. Miller, I say. How many times have we done this? Miller blinks. Done what, Cap? This. The valley. The ambush. Miller frowns. First time, Cap. You okay? I look at my hands. They're shaking. Not from fear. From frustration. From exhaustion. Listen to me, I say. In a minute, Chun will jam the drones. Vargas will engage. You and Jenkins will flank left. I will draw fire. Do you understand? Miller stares at me. That's exactly what you just planned. No, I say. It's what we've done 7 times. And it fails. Every time. Miller's face goes pale. Cap, you're scaring me. Good, I say. Fear keeps you sharp. Now listen. When the tank comes, don't shoot. Don't run. Stand still. Trust me. Why? Because I'm tired of watching you die. I stand up. The world is solidifying. The colors are returning. But I see the edges. The glitches. A bird frozen in midair. A cloud that doesn't move. The simulation is breaking down. Chun, I say. Don't jam the drones. What? Chen's voice is shocked. Cap, they'll spot us. Let them, I say. Let them see us. Let them come to us. That's suicide. Vargas yells from the ridge. No, I say. It's diplomacy. I walk to the center of the valley. I sit down, cross-legged, like I'm meditating. My team watches me, bewildered, horrified. The drones descend. They hover around me, cameras clicking. Insurgents emerge from the rocks. Rifles raised. I look up at them. I smile. Hello, I say. One of them steps forward. He's tall, scarred. He speaks in Pashto. I don't understand the words, but I understand the tone. Curiosity. Confusion. He gestures to my weapon. I kick it away. He gestures to my team. I shake my head. They stay. He looks at the tank, rumbling over the hill. He looks back at me. He lowers his rifle. The tank stops. The driver climbs out. He's not a monster. He's a man. Tired. Dirty. Scared. He walks toward me. I stand up. I extend my hand. He looks at my hand. Then at my face. He takes it. The world shatters. Not into gray. Into white. Blinding, pure white. And then I'm somewhere else. A room. White walls. Sterile. Cold. I'm strapped to a chair. Wires attached to my head. A woman stands in front of me. She's wearing a lab coat. Her face is familiar. Too familiar. Sarah, I whisper. She smiles. But it's not Sarah's smile. It's cold. Clinical. Welcome back, Captain, she says. Iteration 42 complete. Subject shows signs of cognitive dissonance. Memory bleed through detected in supporting units. Simulation integrity compromised. What? I struggle against the straps. What is this? This is the training program, she says. Project Kronos. We're testing leadership under extreme temporal stress. You're doing well, but you're getting too attached. You need to detach. Emotions cloud judgment. My team, I gasp. Are they real? They're AI constructs, she says, based on real personnel. But they're not real. None of this is real. Hysteria. Horror washing over me. Then why? I choke out. Why does it hurt? Because pain is the best teacher, she says. Ready for iteration 43? No, I say. Let me out. You can't, she says. You signed a contract. Voluntary participation. Remember? I don't remember. I don't remember signing anything. I don't remember volunteering. Resetting, she says. The white fades. The smell of ozone. Captain? Cap, you with me? Miller's voice. I open my eyes. But this time I don't look at Miller. I look at the sky. And I see the code. Green lines of data scrolling across the blue. It's not real. None of it. But the pain is. The love is. The grief is. And if it's not real, then nothing matters. But if it feels real, then everything matters. I stand up. Miller, I say. Grab your gear. Where are we going, Cap? To break the machine, I say. The realization doesn't bring clarity. It brings a cold, jagged rage. It settles in my chest, heavier than the Kevlar vest, sharper than the shrapnel that has torn through my flesh in 42 different deaths. I look at Miller, really look at him, and for the first time, I don't see just a soldier. I see lines of code. I see algorithms designed to mimic fear, loyalty, and brotherhood. But does that make the bond less real? Does the fact that his laughter is generated by a processor make it less comforting? No, because I feel it. And if I feel it, it exists. Cop. Miller asks again, his brow furrowed. The glitch in the sky, the green cascading data, seems to be invisible to him. Or maybe his programming filters it out. You're staring at nothing. I'm staring at the cage, I say, my voice low. I unclip my rifle sling. I don't need the gun. Not for what comes next. Chun, can you hear me? Loud and clear, she replies. But her voice has a slight digital distortion now, a stutter I hadn't noticed before. Cap, my sensors they're showing errors. Massive packet loss. The environment is destabilizing. It's not the environment, Chun, I say. It's the server. We're crashing the simulation. Simulation? Vargas chimes in from the ridge. His voice is thick with confusion. Cap, what are you talking about? We're in the pass. We're in a box, I say. And I'm going to break the walls. I start walking. Not toward the enemy positions. Not toward cover. Toward the northern ridge, where the tank had appeared in every previous loop. The source of the greatest trauma. The anchor of the scenario. Cap, stop. Jenkins yells. There's no cover there. You'll be exposed. Let them shoot, I say. Let them try. I walk into the open. The sun beats down, but it feels artificial now, like a heat lamp in a terrarium. The insurgents emerge from their hiding spots, rifles raised. But they don't fire. They hesitate. Their AI is conflicting with a new variable, a target that refuses to engage, refuses to hide, refuses to follow the script. I keep walking. My heart hammers, not with fear, but with anticipation. I can feel the resistance of the system. The air grows thick, viscous. The green code in the sky becomes denser, obscuring the blue. Warning, a mechanical voice booms from the sky. Not Chun, not anyone on my team. It's the system. Subject deviating from parameters. Reset imminent. No, not this time. I reach the base of the northern ridge. The tank is there, but it's frozen, glitching, flickering in and out of existence. The driver is a blur of pixels. I climb. The rocks are slippery, not with moss but with static. My hands numb as I touch them. I'm fighting the physics engine itself. Gah! Miller screams. I look back. My team is running toward me. They're ignoring the insurgents. They're ignoring the protocol. They're coming for me. The bleed-through is complete. They remember. Not everything, but enough. They know something is wrong. And they're choosing to follow me anyway. That choice. That illogical, irrational, beautiful choice. It's the key. The system can simulate pain. It can simulate fear. But it can't simulate true free will. Not perfectly. And by choosing to defy the script, my team is creating a paradox the system can't resolve. I reach the top of the ridge. The tank is right in front of me. I place my hand on its cold, metallic hull. Wake up, I whisper. The world freezes. The green code consumes everything. The mountains, the sky, the enemies, my friends, all dissolved into streams of binary. I am floating in the void. And then a door opens. Not a physical door. A interface. A command prompt. Access granted. User, Captain Jameson. Status, admin override. I didn't know I had admin access. But I do. Because I'm not just a participant. I'm the architect. Or part of him. Memories flood back. Not of the war. But of the lab. Of the design. I helped build this. I volunteered to test it. To see if a leader could maintain empathy in an infinite loop of failure. To see if humanity could survive pure logic. And I failed. 42 times. I tried to save them by controlling them. By predicting them. By treating them like pieces on a chessboard. But I only succeeded when I let go. When I trusted them. When I treated them as equals, not assets. The system offers me a choice. Reset simulation? Y/N if I choose Y. I go back. I can try again. I can perfect the strategy. I can save them all, eventually. I can be the perfect commander. If I choose N, the simulation ends. The data is wiped. My team ceases to exist. And I wake up in the real world, alone, with the guilt of 42 failures. I look at the code. I look for Miller. For Jenkins. For Vargas. For Chun. They are there, suspended in the data. Frozen. Waiting. If I reset, they live. But they are prisoners. Trapped in my nightmare. If I end it, they die. But they are free. And so am I. I think of Sarah. Of the real Sarah. Waiting for me. Not a construct. Not a memory. A real person. With flaws. With fears. With love. I can't save the ghosts. I have to save myself. I type and confirm. Yes, my finger hovers over the virtual key. Tears stream down my face. Not simulated tears. Real ones. I'm sorry, I whisper. I'm so sorry. I press Y. The world dissolves. I wake up in a hospital bed. The lights are bright. Sterile. Real. A nurse is checking my vitals. Captain, she says softly. You're awake. I try to speak, but my throat is dry. How long? 3 days, she says. You were in a coma. After the incident in the lab. The lab, I repeat. The word tastes like ash. Yes, there was a malfunction. The neural link overloaded. You've been unconscious since. I look around the room. No Miller. No Jenkins. No Vargas. No Chen. Just me. And the silence. It's heavy. Oppressive. But it's real. The door opens. A man walks in. General Hayes. My commanding officer. Jameson, he says. His face is grim. We lost the data. The entire project. Corrupted. I know. I say. Do you remember what happened? I look at him. I think of Miller's laugh. Of Jenkins' wisdom. Of Vargas' loyalty. Of Chen's brilliance. I remember. I say. Was it worth it? Hayes asks. The experiment. Did we learn anything? I close my eyes. I see their faces. One last time. Yes, I say. We learned that leadership isn't about control. It's about trust. And sometimes the only way to save your team is to let them go. Hayes nods, unsure if I'm speaking metaphorically or literally. He leaves the room. I'm alone, but I am not empty. I carry them with me. Not as code, not as memories of death, but as lessons, as love. I look out the window. The sun is setting. Real sunlight. Warm. Golden. For the first time in 43 lifetimes, I don't know what happens next. And that is the most beautiful thing I have ever known. I take a deep breath. The air smells of antiseptic and rain. It smells like hope. I close my eyes, and for the first time, I sleep without dreaming.